Alright, stop scrolling for a second, because if you think hybrid family SUVs are boring, the 2026 Toyota Highlander Hybrid is about to change your mind. This is one of those vehicles that doesn't scream for attention, but the more you look at it, the more you realize how smart, polished, and quietly impressive it really is. Today on the Car Review Hub, we're breaking down why this refreshed Highlander Hybrid might just be the most sensible three-row SUV you can buy right now. Yes, tell you exactly where it wins and where it plays it safe. Let's start around the backside, because Toyota actually put some real effort here. The rear of the 2026 Highlander Hybrid looks cleaner and more modern than before. The tailgate has been subtly reshaped, giving it a more sculpted appearance. And the LED taillights are slimmer, sharper, and now wrap further around the body. At night, they give off a premium glow that honestly feels closer to a Lexus than a mainstream Toyota. The rear bumper has more definition, and the integrated reflectors help widen the visual stance. There's also a roof spoiler that's not just for looks, it helps with airflow and efficiency. Pop the tailgate and you're reminded why families love this SUV. Wide opening, low loading height, and enough space for groceries, strollers, or weekend luggage without playing Tetris every time. Would you rather have this kind of practical rear space or a sportier look with less room? Drop your thoughts below. Moving along the left side, the Highlander Hybrid keeps things classy and balanced. The body lines are smoother than before, with a subtle character crease running along the doors that adds depth without being overstyled. Toyota didn't go crazy here, and honestly, that works. The window frames have been slightly reshaped, giving the side profile a more upscale feel, especially on higher trims with chrome accents. The door handles feel solid, the mirrors are nicely integrated, and depending on the trim, you get these gorgeous 20-inch multi-spoke alloy wheels with a turbine-style design. They look premium, but also help with aerodynamics, which is something most people don't think about, but your fuel bill definitely will. Compared to rivals like the Honda Pilot or even the Hyundai Palisade, the Highlander looks less flashy, but more refined. Do you prefer a clean design like this, or something bold and aggressive? Now let's slide over to the right side, and you'll notice how symmetrical and well-proportioned this SUV really is. Toyota has clearly focused on balance. The wheel arches are subtly flared, giving the Highlander a planted stance without making it look bulky. The side skirts are understated, and the overall height feels just right and not too tall to climb into, but high enough to give you that confident SUV driving position. This is where the Highlander Hybrid shines as a daily driver. It doesn't feel intimidating in tight parking lots, yet it still has enough road presence to feel substantial on the highway. Compared to something like the Kia Telluride Hybrid, which still isn't widely available, the Highlander feels like the safe, proven choice. And sometimes proven is exactly what you want. Now step inside, because this is where the 2026 Toyota Highlander Hybrid really starts winning hearts. The cabin feels airy, comfortable, and thoughtfully designed. Toyota has upgraded the materials, especially on the dashboard and door panels. With more soft-touch surfaces and a cleaner layout, front and center is the 12.3-inch touchscreen infotainment system, now standard on most trims. Sharp, responsive, and finally feels modern. You get wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, and voice assistant support, so no more fighting with cables. The screen is positioned perfectly, not too high, not too low, so your eyes stay closer to the road. The driver's area feels intuitive. The digital instrument cluster is clear and customizable, letting you see everything from hybrid power flow to fuel economy in real time. The steering wheel feels good in hand, with physical buttons that are easy to use while driving. Toyota deserves credit here for not overcomplicating things. Climate controls are still mostly physical, which is a big win. Who actually wants to dig through menus just to turn on the AC? The second row is where families will really appreciate. This SUV, you can choose between a bench seat or captain's chairs, and both options are comfortable and supportive. Legroom is generous even for adults, and the doors open wide, making child seats much easier to deal with. The third row isn't massive, but it's perfectly fine for kids or shorter trips with adults. Plus, there are USB ports, cup holders, storage cubbies, and even ambient lighting scattered throughout the cabin. And yes, the panoramic sunroof is still available, flooding the interior with light and making long drives feel far less tiring. Would you use the third row daily, or is it more of an occasional backup for you? Now let's talk about what's under the hood, because this is the heart of the Highlander Hybrid's appeal. The 2026 model continues with Toyota's trusted hybrid setup, 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine paired with electric motors, producing a combined 243 horsepower. On paper, that might not sound exciting, but in real-world driving, it's smooth, quiet, and incredibly efficient. Power delivery comes through an ECVT transmission, which prioritizes seamless acceleration over sporty shifts. In city traffic, this thing glides, pulls away quietly, cruises effortlessly, and makes stop-on-go driving far less stressful. You can opt for all-wheel drive, which adds an extra electric motor at the rear. This is perfect for wet roads, light snow, or gravel. Paths not hardcore off-roading, but more than enough for everyday confidence. And now the big headline, fuel economy. Around 36 miles per gallon combined. For a three-row SUV, let that sink in. Compared to gas-only rivals that struggle to break 25 mpg, this Highlander Hybrid can save you serious money over time. Is fuel efficiency a deal-breaker for you when choosing a family SUV? When it comes to pricing, the 2026 Toyota Highlander Hybrid sits in a competitive spot. Expect it to start in the low to mid $40,000 range, depending on the market and trim. Yes, that's not cheap, but when you factor in the standard tech, the reliability of Toyota's hybrid systems, and the fuel savings over years of ownership, it starts to make a lot of sense. Compared to alternatives like the Ford Explorer Hybrid or even some luxury branded SUVs, the Highlander feels like a smart long-term investment rather than a flashy short-term thrill. So here's the final verdict. The 2026 Toyota Highlander Hybrid doesn't try to be the loudest, fastest, or most aggressive SUV on the road. Instead, it focuses on being efficient, comfortable, reliable, and easy to live with, and it absolutely nails that mission. It's ideal for families, commuters, and anyone who wants space without sacrificing fuel economy. Toyota refined what already worked, added smarter tech, improved the design just enough, and delivered a vehicle that feels mature and confident. Now I want to hear from you. Would you choose the Highlander Hybrid over a traditional gas SUV? Or would you still go for something more powerful and less efficient? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read them all. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2026 Toyota Highlander Hybrid, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe for more honest car reviews, and follow the Car Review Hub for the latest updates, comparisons, and real-world breakdowns. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.